And I'm going to be showing you a battle 2v2 Athens versus Rome and Pontus, Battle of Alexandria, but it's actually right beside the pyramids. You get to see the pyramids off in the background. There they are. Yeah. The best map you can play with the pyramids actually is way out there. It's a bit flatter, more flat than this, but this one's a bit more open, less forest. So I'm showing you guys this battle because these guys actually took us by surprise. They put us on the back foot for the beginning of the game, and we were really reacting like crazy. It really turned into a nice micro battle. The reason we were probably taken off guard, though, is list battles like this. It's a list battle. They're not the smartest people in the community. Just an example: the Massagatai. We played against a nomadic faction once, and the guy decided to charge 10 of his cataphracts into the front of a pike unit. Just one pike unit, not a line even. Just blob and charge into one unit. So that's an example of what we've been dealing with through the whole day. But this one was a bit different. It definitely took us off guard. So we've got Athens here. Just take a quick look. I've got 7 Hippeus Lancers, 3 pikes, 3 mercenary hoplites. These actually have almost the exact same stats as Sacred Band hoplites. 4 slingers with 3 mercenary Rhodians. And this is Paul's army here. He's got flanked with hoplites and 5 pikemen. You'll notice that Athens really has no elite units. There's Accretion archers and 4 Hippeus lancers. Now, actually take a quick look at Pontus and Rome. Now Pontus, I think that's 8 bronze shields, 2 hoplites, a bunch of noble cav, eastern javelins, and Rome's got 10 armored legionaries. Very cost-effective unit, probably one of the most cost-effective units in the game. They've got 780 armor. Wow. Also Syrian archers, not bad, and general's bodyguard, and 4 units of auxiliary cavalry. Auxiliary cavalry aren't exactly killers, but they do have staying power. They do last very long in a fight. That's the thing about Roman cavalry. It's not bad. Now, you're saying, oh, if you're playing, you know, pretty idiotic people in quick battle, sorry, not quick battle, list battles, then why don't you just play quick battle? Quick battle's a bit different. I've played only one quick battle, and just another example, my first quick battle was, I was Carthage and the other guy was Swaby. It was a forest map, so pretty difficult for cavalry, and it was raining, thunder showers. So the guy chose noble sword spam with a bunch of berserkers, and I had my Sacred Band infantry and noble cavalry and slingers. So I picked the balanced army, the guy picked the spam army, and I felt like, geez, this is pretty much what quick battle's like, isn't it? I mean, it's just this weird stuff like that, and it's so much emphasis on trying to win when you're playing competitively. Whereas I just feel like I want to have fun. And if you've watched my videos since Rome Total War, you'll know that I like to pick very more fun builds, like historical builds more like, and try different things. Not necessarily spam builds, just, you know, more historically minded. That's just what I usually have in mind. In this game, it's a bit different because, you know, it's elite units are so much more cost effective than mid-tier units, which is unfortunate. If I could use mid-tier units, I would. Now, this is where we were kind of put on the back foot. Paul, he saw that the cavalry were going after his slingers, and he's like, oh, this guy might be good. So, all these pikes are moving up, and the thing about pikes is that they're not really great at attacking, but they can section off whole bits of the map. That's what they're good for. And these pikes, obviously, very cost-effective unit. Bronze shields, about 600 something, and then pikes, I don't remember what these are, but they are not as good as bronze shields. So Paul is being forced to move back while this wall of death wall of bronze more like, is moving towards him. And all these javelins, his slingers are getting very little chance to shoot stuff because this wall of pikes just keeps moving towards him. They are taking full attack initiative, which is good. This is really interesting for us. Paul wasn't sure if his cavalry could wipe out these noble bloods, so that's why he was being very, very reactive here. So in the meantime, yeah, you can see these javelins taking out quite a bit of his mercenary hoplites. These guys are going to go down to about 100 by the time they get to this area. Yeah, so I'm basically, I'm having my own troubles too. Like, this guy knows how to use his missiles, and I don't, obviously. I've lost 2 slingers, he's lost only 1 archer. I had 4 slingers, he had 3 archers, and he's beating me. So I was kind of taken off guard with that. And we are being forced to shuffle around here. Now Pontus has the height advantage, just a bit of a height elevation. I have to reform my army against a Roman who outnumbers me by far in infantry. So he could easily overlap me. Yeah, and now Pontus is bearing down on us. I've got to move back. And Paul is doing everything in his power to try to get those slingers to take out these javelins, because these guys deal a lot of damage. Like, blobbed up like this, pretty decent amount of damage. Alright, so I try to take some initiative back here. I send out about 4 of my cavalry out here, because I know that my cavalry can beat his, but I'm not sure. He does have a lot of infantry that can support his cavalry, that's why I've been a bit timid on this end. But I feel like I have to make a move here, because we're getting pushed back, and letting them dictate the flow of the battle. So Paul is actually going to send out 2 mercenary hoplites here against these javelins. And the thing about Pontus is that they can't really react to this, because pikemen are they're only really good when they're stationary. And if we just simply bypass the pike line like this, it's very hard to react. And I'm going to go ahead and engage. He actually caught one of my units, so I was basically forced to engage a unit of my cavalry into his. And I had a little brain fart here while I was ranging my stuff. I let him charge my slingers by accident. Obviously, I didn't really want him to charge. But it's just little stuff like this. These mistakes that I was making, it was just really putting me, like, catching me off foot. And it was really surprising. Okay, and over here, Paul has decided to accept battle with the cavalry. And his general is actually getting mowed down quite a bit. The thing is, though, that... Oh, yeah, and let's take a look here. They're taking a lot of casualties. Let's see, down to 67. Wow. Meanwhile here, though, I am prevailing against his cavalry, because I did get my charge off, and my melee is better. Here I start seeing weakness in the Romans' tactics. He charged a legionary into the front of my pikes, and I'm not sure why. Sure, they're just regular legionaries, but they can still hold off a section of the line. Alright, so Peul's Lancers here, they took out some noble bloods, yeah. Now he's going to charge them in, but his general is just about dead. Oh, and I forgot to show, his slingers actually took out the Pontic general all by himself. It was a bronze pikeman unit, so that was interesting. Meanwhile, Paul is trying desperately to head into the middle here to take out all these javelins. He's having a hard time of it, though. Those javelins are dealing a lot of damage. I'm going to try to focus on my part of the battle from now on, though, because this is where I know this is the part where I was focusing on. So still very stationary for me. I'm trying to focus on the cav fight, and he's doing a very good job breaking off infantry. I'm going to disengage from this fight. It's causing me a lot of casualties, because in this game, it's very tough to disengage units. You lose a lot of units that way. But I feel that there's no other choice. I can't stay to fight his infantry. I've got another unit here. This is the good thing about Athens. I find that Athens, you can have a lot of different... how do you say? Quantity. Quantity is a quality all of its own, they say. I have, 7 Peul's Lancers. That's a pretty ridiculous amount. That's really all I can go on, to be honest. I mean, other armies, it is harder to manage quantity in some ways, if some people remember my old Rome Cold War videos. So it is a challenge. I'm gonna try to shift my line here. Maybe I can back up my cavalry. I'm not seeing... I'm being very... I don't know. I was having a lot of trouble with this here. But I do get some luck. I'm able to disengage my cavalry and charge back into these auxiliary cavalry, as you're probably going to see soon. Yeah, so got a little impatient here. Charge his cavalry a little too far ahead, and allows me to charge back in and basically rout them. He's also getting very impatient here. I don't know why. Okay, that was good here, but over here, not very good. Let's see. Yeah, now they're starting to fall. Getting poked in the back there. And over here I'm going to send over units of hoplites to help out Paul, because there is a bronze shield unit that managed to poke through and right into the middle of these missiles. Now it is taking a lot of casualties, that's for sure, but it's still causing a lot of trouble. Just stuff was all over the place, and Paul was having a pretty different, Angelus was having a pretty difficult time dealing with it. But the Roman also did send over some units to help, so that's why I sent over some hoplites to cover these flanks. Okay, I see the Romans kind of stopped moving here a bit, so I'm going to attack myself. And how you engage with pikes is you kind of move forward like this. You can see what I did, and then you press halt. And if you don't micro it correctly, you could screw up your formation. Like this guy you're going to see later. I don't press halt correctly. I won the cavalry fight, disengaged from the infantry. I've got one unit of hoplites here to kind of tie them up while I go help Paul out, because these javelins are still doing a heck of a lot of damage to his guys. But the Pontic cavalry wasn't too great against the Hippeus lancers. Surprisingly, we found out that Hippeus lancers beat Pontic cavalry for the most part, or the noble blood cavalry he had. And I guess that's how he was able to get so many bronze shield pikes. Break off one unit to deal with these archers. I still got a lot of cavalry to go around. I'm gonna go ahead and hammer and anvil these units of armored legionaries, and also try to deal with these javelins. Now finally, now that things are a bit more stationary, he's able to shoot the javelins away. Finally. Whereas before, when you're like moving around trying to micro everything, your slingers have no time to shoot. Whereas javelins can get that quick fight off. Okay, you'll see here, this is what happens when you don't micro your pikes well. Since pikes cannot attack, you have to move them ahead, and if you don't stop them in time, you're gonna have this situation here. But over here, they're doing a lot better. See, the pikes are holding off the Praetorians quite nicely. Oh, this guy just got pulled over. And same here, armored legionaries. And this unit, hoplites, is holding off 3 units all by themselves. And that just goes to show the power of these mercenary hoplites. Especially mercenary hoplites and Circuit Band, I find very, very good staying power. Yep, so these guys are just delaying the Romans while we deal with the Pontic guys. Because I felt the Pontic player was very dangerous. The Roman was making a lot of mistakes that I felt maybe I could hold him off a bit longer while we dealt with this guy first. So with a series of hammer and anvils, we managed to take out all these all the pikes and everything. These bronze shields, these armored legionaries ran away, and I've got a unit of my own mercenary hoplites up here, ready to deal with these pikes. We're just about to rout. Okay, but yeah, this was probably one of the funner battles we had. It was a change of pace for sure, and you know, without having to resort to using quick battles, which usually turn into real spam fests, honestly. Whereas here we can just, you know, have a little more fun with our stuff. Where Athens is actually a fun build to play. Alright. So yeah, just finished off with Pontus, and now I'm sending over my guys to deal with the Romans, who still have a lot of infantry, but not much else, so shouldn't be much of a threat. We still have very balanced armies that can take them all out. Okay. And here you get to see some Romans die. Oof. Did you guys see that shield? How does a shield get flung up way over the line like that? Yeah, so I think we definitely would have lost if the Roman was able to use his superior infantry numbers to flank me. Because I had a very, very small infantry line. If he had used his numbers to go around my line and flank me, and squish me basically, he would have definitely won against me. And that would have prevented me from helping Paul out with my cavalry. See, and that is why I prefer having large amounts of cavalry in a team battle, because it is much easier to help your teammate out when you have a lot of cavalry. And I also feel the strength of Athens, of course, is the quantity. These Hippeus lancers in large quantities, they deal a lot of charge bonus damage. That's 86 charge bonus? That is ridiculous. Oh no, that's with trample though. 57. It's not bad, to be honest. Not the best cavalry, obviously, but in large numbers, you can get them in the right position. Very cost effective. It just takes a lot more micro to manage, obviously. So yeah, we basically have this in the bag. One last hammer and anvil of dead Romans. I'll just skip ahead just a bit. It's okay, it's about 23 seconds left. Okay, here we go. Ah, sorry, that got screwed up. Ha ha ha. Die, Romans. And that's the end of that. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.